Cricket, anyone? Indubitably yes is the answer in Oakland after it was announced the San Francisco Unicorns of Major League Cricket, America's very own cricket league, are in talks with Alameda County Coliseum Authority about hosting games at the Coliseum in June of next year. It was a week in which John Fisher flopped around Las Vegas surrounded by incompetent enablers and a site partner so desperate for investment they are releasing fake renderings in a hope someone will help fund their project. A truly novel approach. I wonder where Bally's ever got that idea from. Oh wait, never mind. It was also a week in which the Oakland Coliseum, a venue that MLB has deemed unsuitable in a town that apparently won't support sports of any type, was approached by a team in a league who believes both of those points to be, well, puppycock. You often hear the phrase, one man's trash is another man's treasure, but in the case of the Oakland and East Bay sports market, it very much seemed like one man's treasure is another man's trash. Then again, leave it to the spoiled rotten heir of a clothing fortune to toss aside something of value because it is not good enough for them. In his mind, Fisher probably likes to think of himself as one of those stuffy British noblemen complaining about how his caviar is not endangered enough, or how a bottle of liqueur carried by Count Helmuth van Moltke at the Battle of Gravlot is too dusty for his liking. The reality is that the A's owner is a lesser Mr. Bean. For the record, I realize those examples are extremely stereotypical, but I don't know much about old money complaints and never will. Regardless, it must really stick in Fisher's craw that a sport of unmatched sophistication and some pretentiousness will soon be playing at the former venue he not only called home, but also owned half of. That being said, T20 cricket is far less refined than some of the other variants of the sport. And quite frankly, T20 cricket at the Oakland Coliseum, I am all for it. Look, I have a somewhat complicated relationship with the sport of cricket, mostly with the red ball or test version, which is a topic completely irrelevant for this video, so let's not get into it. The important thing is more sports will be played at the Oakland Coliseum coming 2025. We know the Oakland roots and soul will call the stadium home for soccer. A weekend of cricket, if that's the plan, will only add to the fun. What's interesting is that cricket could have been played this past summer at the Oakland Coliseum had its primary tenants and co-owners, the Oakland A's, not been so douchey. It's no secret the Cricket World Cup organizers coveted a large venue in the Bay Area to host games for the T20 World Cup. The Coliseum, with its odd flexibility being the last multi-purpose stadium in use in the States, was the only venue in America that could fit a cricket oval, although it would have been a tight fit in some places. After some back and forth between the two sides, the official reason given as to why the Coliseum wouldn't be able to host games was due to it not being able to have a suitable wicket ready. However, it has also been rumored that A's ownership was not helpful in the slightest and may have been passively aggressively trying to tank the deal, similar to what happened last year with the Ballers. The reason for not letting other sports teams or leagues use the Coliseum is that those running the Athletics couldn't have tens of thousands of fans showing up for a non-A sporting event when a core tenet of their argument to relocate to Las Vegas was that Oakland and the East Bay doesn't support sports or teams. If you have 20,000 folks turning up to the Coliseum for Pioneer League Baseball or a sport that has next to no footprint in America, well, that argument evaporates. With no A's around in 2025 though, Major League Cricket is now free to tap into a market that could be extremely lucrative and successful. Let's be honest, the target audience is the Bay Area's huge South Asian community, and that will certainly be the foundation for these games. But if you've watched Major League Cricket or talked to people who follow the league, they'll tell you it's a good watch even if you don't know much about the sport. In fact, it has won over a fair few converts in a short time. No, it's not Major League Baseball or even Major League Soccer, but it's also not the Arena Football League version 3.0 with teams folding and the league not paying its players. In fact, MLC is bankrolled by some of the richest entrepreneurs and business people around. Individuals who, in many cases, actually had to earn their fortunes and didn't simply have wealth gifted to them from mommy and daddy. This group has pumped in millions of dollars into Major League Cricket and appears committed to making this venture work. Playing in Oakland is a crucial next step for the league as it looks to move away from playing the bulk of its games in Texas. For this experiment to really work though, MLC can't play 2 days a game and just hope the South Asian community turns up. They need to go full steam ahead with marketing and make this the place to be for everyone in those 2 days in June. Reach out to all of the sports fans in the Bay Area. Make this something truly special. The league and sport as a whole has a chance to build inroads in a market starving for sports and willing to try new things, build on the foundation of existing fans, and make MLC the alt choice for sports fans. I hear some of you out there snickering, saying something along the lines of, cricket will never be popular in America, it's too foreign. And to that, I give you Exhibit A, the sport of soccer. When MLS first came along in 1996 and really through 2004, 2005, it did not understand the market. Soccer was growing in popularity in America because people like yours truly saw it as something different. We watched the EPL or EPL replays on Fox Sports Net or Serie A highlights on RAI International and thought, damn, this is pretty freaking cool. Soccer became the alt sport of record in the USA in the late 1990s and 2000s. There was this, I don't want to say underground community, but a community of Americans active on various message boards, and this group would help build the sport's popularity. It was alternative sporting culture. We thought we were hella cool. In hindsight, I don't know if we were actually all that cool. I mean, I thought it was super badass to do something like listening to a Fulham radio broadcast in late December of 2004. They lost to Birmingham that day, and Tomasz Radzinski scored. Okay, I know this is a super deep cut that no one gives a shit about, but I'm going somewhere with this point. Eventually, soccer grew in popularity and the MLS was able to tap into this hardcore community of soccer followers in America while not alienating the family aspect of fandom. Eventually, soccer would become mainstream. It would become popular across the board with fans. In some ways, it was like grunge music, which just started as a very niche subgenre of rock that would eventually grow into the mainstream. I see no reason why cricket can't do something similar. It can be this alternative sport that fans follow, even if it isn't the most visible or well known, even if a lot of Americans dismiss it. And what better place to start than Oakland, a place unafraid to do and support its own thing. For this to happen, it is extremely important for Major League Cricket to not only go all out in marketing efforts and spreading the word, but they need to make the games, the two-day event, feel like something different, something special. There is nothing wrong with what happens down in Texas, and this year's championship game was a pretty good spectacle, but pretty good, it's not going to cut it here. They really need to incorporate many of the elements that make the Big Bash League, Australia's T20 league, popular. Let's be honest, MLC isn't necessarily going to get the passion or atmosphere you see during Indian Premier League T20 games, but there's a certain amount of fun and just excitement that comes along with BBL games that makes you want to attend. Everyone's invested in the action, everyone's watching what's happening there, but there's also just a certain hard to qualify ambiance about it. You watch the games on television, everyone is happy to be there, everyone's having a good time, everyone's watching what's happening on the field or oval or whatever you want to call it. If you can capture that in Oakland, well, the sky's the limit, and not only for cricket. If you can fit a cricket oval inside the Coliseum, Australian rules football becomes a possibility. And that's another sport I firmly believe could take hold in America and potentially globally. Better yet, it's not just niche overseas sports that could use the Coliseum. Hey, Major League Rugby, let's make something happen. Northern California is a huge rugby market. You literally have two of the nation's best rugby playing schools in Cal and St. Mary's, a short drive away. There is no reason why MLR should not be playing at the Coliseum. Most important of all, though, if you put teams and leagues that respect the community and appreciate fans, we know folks in the East Bay are going to turn out. And if you want fans to go to your sport and watch the action on the oval, pitch, field, or whatever else you want to call it, as opposed to diddling on their phones and seeking things to distract them from the action happening, well, there's no place finer in all of America than the Oakland Coliseum. I do not know what Major League Cricket's expectations are for their potential sojourn to Oakland, and if they were to announce anything publicly, it would feature modest, unmeasurable goals like building awareness and creating new fans. But I can tell you what I would like to see. I hope MLC does an extremely good job of promoting its games and its sport at the Coliseum, and 20,000 people show up each day, become fans of cricket, and manage to embarrass John Fisher in Major League Baseball, who cannot fit that many fans in the Sacramento's Sutter Health Park, even if they wanted to. Maybe it's unrealistic. Then again, soccer had its doubters, and many of them are now fans of the sport. We will see what happens, but I'm excited and I look forward to seeing soccer at the Coliseum once again. Cricket will be great, and it seems like more teams and sports are going to at least explore what opportunities are available. Where one incompetent businessman sees nothing but issues, many others in the realm of sports see potential. I don't know what the future holds for the Oakland Coliseum, but you cannot deny something on that site is still happening in 2025 and hopefully beyond. Thank you for watching this video. If you'd like to know a little bit more about why I am so fond of the Oakland Coliseum, check out the video in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. Until next time, I am Shine Hollis. This is Touchback, and as always, hashtag take it out to the 25.